Welcome to Learn English through Listen and Learn English. Hello, dear friend, and welcome to this episode of Learn English through Listen and Learn English, where we don't just study English, we feel it. I'm your host today, and together we'll embark on a journey that's not only about learning vocabulary or grammar, but about living inside a story. A story that helps you connect with English through the heart, not just the head. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered, can love actually teach you a new language? Not just the language of the heart, but real English? The answer is yes. And today, I'm going to show you how, through a story that's both beautiful and unforgettable. The story of Alex and Maria is more than just a romantic tale. It's a journey of growth, of loss, and of love that becomes legacy. And throughout this story, you'll discover the most powerful way to learn English, through emotion and real connection. So if you've been looking for a way to learn English naturally and deeply, don't go anywhere. Because today, you won't just learn new words, you'll feel them. Let's be honest, learning English can feel boring sometimes. So many learners give up after a while. Why? Because they start with grammar books, memorize vocabulary lists, and repeat sentence drills. But after a few weeks, they lose motivation and feel stuck. That happened to me too. Until one day, I discovered something simple yet powerful: stories. I started listening to short stories in English, then love stories, then personal memoirs. And something magical happened. I stopped studying, and I started feeling the language. The vocabulary stuck with me. The grammar became natural. And most importantly, I connected to English with emotion. Because here's the truth. The human brain is wired for stories, not lists. When you listen to a story, you remember vocabulary better. You notice sentence structures naturally. Your listening skills improve as you follow the plot. You connect emotionally with the language. And you learn culture, context, tone, all without even trying. Let me give you an example. You learn the word regret. You might forget it tomorrow. But if you hear a story about someone who didn't say, "I love you," before it was too late, you'll remember regret forever. That's the power of emotional learning. So from now on, don't just memorize English. Live it. Feel it. Let the stories teach you. Alex and Maria, a love story and a journey of growth. Alex wasn't very good at expressing emotions. He was a young entrepreneur, focused, busy, practical, and love wasn't really on his list. He arrived at a quiet countryside village for a business trip. The place was peaceful. Red-roofed houses, golden rice fields, and time seemed to move slower here. And that's where he met Maria. The moment everything changed. It was a sunny afternoon. Maria was laughing with her friends, walking down the village road. Her smile wasn't just beautiful, it felt warm, calming, familiar. Alex stood still. He wasn't in love in the dramatic sense. He was just drawn to her. He wanted to know her, understand her. Brain vocabulary. Drawn to, feeling attracted to something or someone. He was instantly drawn to her smile. The next day, Alex saw Maria again, this time alone, reading a book near the river. His heart beat faster. He didn't know how to start. What words to use? What grammar was right? But in the end, he walked over and said simply, "Hi, that's a good book. Not perfect, not complex, but it was real." Maria looked up, smiled, and replied, "Yes, it is. Do you like reading too?" That smile opened the door to hours of conversation. And in that moment, Alex learned his first great language lesson. Sincerity matters more than perfect grammar. They talked about everything: books, dreams, cities, nature. She told him about village life. He shared his world of deadlines and big city noise. Days turned into walks, tea shop visits, letters written just for fun. And one day, during a quiet sunset over golden fields, Alex said, "I think I've fallen in love with you." Vocabulary. Confessed, to admit or reveal a strong feeling. He confessed his love to her. Maria smiled, not surprised, but grateful. She had felt it too. A love that grows. From that day forward, Alex kept coming back. He stayed longer. He smiled more. And little by little, he started loving the village, not because of the trees or the quiet, but because Maria was there. Eventually, under light spring rain, on the hill where they had shared countless moments, Alex knelt down and whispered, "I want this love, every day, for the rest of my life. Will you marry me?" She said yes. Not with fireworks, but with tears and joy in her eyes. They married in the village church. No big wedding hall. No luxury. Just love and people who truly cared. Vocabulary. Presence. The feeling of being emotionally and physically present. Her presence made him feel calm. They built a life together. Alex opened a small shop. Maria volunteered at the local church. Their home was filled with the smell of tea, the laughter of friends, and the softness of handwritten notes. Trials, deep love, and timeless wisdom. But life is never just peace and joy. One day, Maria felt unwell. At first, they thought it was nothing. But after many tests, the truth shattered them. Maria had a serious illness. And time was no longer infinite. Vocabulary. Devastated, completely broken-hearted. He was devastated when he heard the news. Love doesn't give up. From that moment, Alex never left her side. He cooked, cleaned, sat by her bed, held her hand through long nights of pain. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, Maria whispered, "You've given me the best days of my life." And Alex replied, tears in his eyes, "You are my life." Writing their story. During her illness, Alex began writing. Not for money, but to preserve every moment. Every laugh. Every walk. Every "I love you." It was a memoir, their love in words. Vocabulary. Memoir, a written record of personal memories. He wrote a memoir about their love story. On her final night, Maria smiled, looked into his eyes, and said, "Thank you. I'm ready to go." She passed away gently, like falling asleep with peace. Vocabulary. Buried, laid to rest after death. She was buried on the hill they both loved. Living with memory. Alex stayed in the village. He watered her garden. He mentored local youth, telling stories, sharing his wisdom. Vocabulary. Wisdom. Deep understanding gained through experience. He shared his wisdom with the young people. Sometimes, he'd sit with a cup of tea, smile softly, and reminisce about the old days. Vocabulary. Reminisce. To recall memories fondly. He would reminisce about their happy moments. The final lesson. What this story teaches us. If you've stayed with me until now, thank you. This story wasn't just about Alex and Maria. It was about all of us. About how language connects us. About how love teaches us. About how stories help us remember what matters. Language is not a tool. It is a bridge. It connects heart to heart. It brings meaning to small moments. And when you learn English through stories, you're not just learning. You're living to ask, "Oh, what did we learn today?" Don't wait to say what matters. Start simply. Even "hi" can lead to magic. Listen deeply. That's where connection begins. Learn vocabulary through emotion. Let stories shape your understanding. Word. Drawn to. Meaning. Attracted to. Example. He was drawn to her smile. Word. Confessed. Meaning. Revealed deep feeling. Example. He confessed his love to her. Word. Presence. Meaning. Full emotional presence. Example. Her presence brought peace. Word. Memoir. Meaning. Written life story. Example. He wrote a memoir of their love. Word. Reminisce. Meaning. Recall happy memories. Example. He reminisced about the old days. Word. Buried. Meaning. Laid to rest. Example. She was buried on their favorite hill. Word. Wisdom. Meaning. Life knowledge. Example. He shared his wisdom with the youth. If this story touched you, leave a heart in the comments. If you want more English like this, through stories, emotions, and real meaning, hit that subscribe button. Because we're not here just to learn English. We're here to feel it. I'm Maria, and this is Learn English through Listen and Learn English. Until next time, keep learning with your heart.